Hello everybody, this is the Golden Lock Picker and I'm back at you here with another lock in the vise today. What I have for you guys today is the Master Lock 930. This is a large round body padlock, and this lock currently ranks as a yellow belt lock on Lock Pickers United's ranking system, and you can find that on lpubelts.com. It's kind of actually a little bit surprising that this is actually a yellow belt when there's some orange belt locks that Master Lock has, that this would actually be a tougher pick than some of those. But it is a fairly common lock. You can find this in a lot of home improvement stores, hardware stores. You can find it online, and it's actually kind of a bit of a favorite for some people, myself included. Not that this lock is, but this design of a large round body padlock. It's because it's easy to hold. It does have a 2-inch shackle, 51 millimeters in length, and it does have a 2.5-inch wide lock body, or 64 millimeters. It has dual ball bearings, and we'll see that here. We'll go ahead and stick in the key, turn this over. You can see it has dual ball bearings that are a little bit offset. It is a rekeyable lock. It has a hex key screwed down the center of that shaft for the shackle. And once you remove that, it allows you to remove this particular retaining nut, plate, and then you can pull the core out. We can see that the core is a 5-pin core with the number of cuts that are on this key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the core is sprung while the shackle is in, but the shackle doesn't have a spring to release it. So if you notice, I can turn this core completely all the way over, and the shackle doesn't pop on its own. You actually have to put enough force on it to pull it. So if you unlock this lock, you rotate the core and you're picking it, and it doesn't give you that satisfying pop, that's why. So just make sure you have a good firm grip with your turner inside of the lock. That's actually one of the reasons I like to pick this lock with bottom of the keyway tension. At least I prefer to, or if I'm going to use top, I'll start with top, but then I'll want to get it about to the point I'm going to rotate it over. I will flip turner. It's just that way I don't lose the core as I'm trying to unlock it. So we'll go ahead and pick through that here. I've got the short flat hook from the Jimmy Long starter set in 23 thousandths. And then I do have a bottom of the keyway, top of the keyway turner in 50 thousandths here. And part of the reason I prefer that over the one in the starter set is this particular one has a tighter fit in the bottom of the keyway. You certainly can use the 30 thousandths, it will work, but it does slip a little bit more. So that's part of the reason I like the 50 thousandths in this. So we'll go ahead and insert that and we'll get to picking here. So go in here. And we'll just start on 1. Don't feel anything. So we're on 2, 3, and we have already rolled over into a false set. So that's good. Go ahead and go through. Got a little bit of a bump on 4. And then you see we're getting counter rotation on 5, and there we go. So as you can see, I was able to rotate this lock all the way over. And I think one of the things that I want to warn you guys about is hold that tension, because as you can see, even though I have this open, the lock won't open until I pull the shackle. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. We're going to actually keep going in this video, and I'm going to get to the point I'm going to get through this for you guys. So pardon the mower noise in the background there. Things I don't have control over when other people decide to mow. So we'll go ahead and break out a 7/64 7/64 turner right here, and we'll stick that down that shackle hole and just give this guy a little turn. And we'll keep spinning him until he's nice and loose. And we'll get our pitting tray here. as you can see, our retaining nut is out, and then the screw, and here is our faceplate. And just make note of the orientation there when you do have that, when you put that back, the plate, if you will. This is the way that the plate goes in there, and you just want to make sure that that is situated like that, and that the core is leaning over there, sort of to the right, I believe it is. Or otherwise, one of the things that can happen is you'll actually get this in a situation where it's hard to actually get this back where it's supposed to be. So like if it's leaning to the left here, and you put that back, sorry, it should be leaning to the left, not to the right. So if you have that leaning to the right and somehow you are actually able to put that back together, you could get this in a situation where you can actually not return the key back into it right here. So just something to keep in mind as you guys are disassembling this particular lock. So we'll go ahead and take that out. There we go. Apologize for that. There's our plate. Now the core on this does have a retaining clip. So some of these Master Lock 930s, depending on when they're made, they actually have a crimp on them instead of a C-clip. So if you happen to have that, what you have to do is rotate the bottom of this until you get to that crimp, and then just pull it, and you should be able to actually pull that core out. Let me just look around here. I've got my C-clip remover. And if you guys are interested in this particular device, is from Sparrows. Okay, so we're going to remove that C-clip. And then I'm going to get a follower here. And these particular followers are from Delta 44. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and give them a look. And we'll want to make sure to insert our key before we do that, just so we don't lose any of those particular pins. There we go. And looks like I grabbed the wrong follower. There we go, there we go. Okay, and then when we push that follower through, that should keep all of the springs and security pins inside of the Bible here. And then what I'm going to do next, I'll set that down, is grab this device over here, and that one's a little too large, so let me punch around for a quick sec here. So it looks like what we need is this. It is a cylinder holder from Delta 44. It's a smaller sized one. And then we'll go ahead and grab our pinning tweezers. And we'll go ahead and start working through this. Now, one thing I want to point out, our lock, the key did only have 5 pins, but this core is actually drilled for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pins. So when we get to the 6th pin at the back here, which is this one, we're actually going to see that there was nothing in that. And then the only one that actually had anything was this one right here, which was number 5. So we'll go ahead and put that there. It looks like 5 was a spool. Not that that's a shock. There we go. We had that one kind of pop out a little bit. But that was number 4. Okay, there is number 3. also a spool. Let me set that down for a quick second here. There it is. Okay, so that's number 2. And then finally, this should be number 1. There we go. And we can see it as a spool as well. And it looks like we also got a spring there. I'll actually just put that spring back since I'm not too interested in that. And there's really nothing special about this Bible. There's no milling inside of it, any specialized milling, anything that's really interesting there. So really it's just all spools through there. And the only reason that it didn't really roll over, I think, into a false set right out of the gate is because of the pinning, just the height of the pins. So this is about where they would be sitting at in the chamber without a key inside of them. So really that's a part of the reason that we don't go straight into that false set right away. So we'll go ahead and dump these out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so I'll give you guys a close-up look there of that cylinder. Nothing too special there, no counter milling, no decking to the top of it, no beveling. At least it does have a C-clip, so that's kind of an improvement from the old version where it was crimped. And then I'll let you guys look at those pens there. Nice good close-up. Looks like we have some of these that are rotated, so I'll spin them around for you guys. Alrighty. There you go. And we'll go ahead and move all those down, and there we go. Okay, so that is the Masterlock 930. 5 spools. Nothing special about the cylinder or about the key pins or the Bible. It's a great lock to pick through if you're a newer picker. Don't get discouraged if you saw how fast I picked through this one. Because just to be honest with you, I have struggled with this before in the past. And there's even times recently I've had some of these where the bitting just really threw me for a bit of a loop. And sometimes they're kind of hard to get through. So my suggestion to you is to just use light tension with your turning tool as you're wrenching over, and just try to feel that feedback. If you feel one of those pins try to counter rotate on you, feel free to, you know, lighten up your tension there and just try to follow it and try to pick all the way through it. The other thing too I want to point out is that this lock is a part of a larger kind of a series of round body padlocks, and this is by far one of my favorite designs of padlocks. Not this Masterlock 930, but these large round body padlocks. My favorite, well, one of my favorites is this Masterlock acquired American Lock, but I enjoy the American Lock 700 series. And what makes these different from that is you're going to see when we pick through some of these, they will have more than just spools. They'll have serrated spools and serrated key pins sometimes in them. And that one ranks as a green belt on Lock Pickers United. One of my all-time favorites for those round body padlocks is actually the Ace 527. And you can see that there is a 5-pin core, it has serrated key pins, serrated spools, serrated pins. It's a lot of fun. And then the Brink 620 or 672. It's currently not ranked, but I have talked to other black belt pickers who picked through this, and this lock would definitely rank as at least a green belt. It's a 6-pin version of this lock, and they're actually made in the same factory. The only difference is boron shackle and 1 extra pin. Then there's also Toledo. Some of the black belt pickers in the community have been picking through these recently and trying to hopefully get them ranked at some point. This is the TBK 92R, the black belt, black series. It's a really good lock. I've heard from people they would rank this one at least at a green belt. And then there's also probably the clone of this Master Lock 930, the Modex. You heard me right there. PML 65, which comes with 5 extra keys, surprisingly. And literally the lock body looks almost just like a clone of the Master Lock 930. And what's interesting is it has 6 pins in it and 6 spools, exactly like the Master Lock 930. And they would rank this, from what I've heard, at about an orange belt level, because obviously having that extra pin adds a little bit of difficulty in there, and then also just the tolerances are maybe a little better. And then there's, lastly, at least in my collection, the Guard 365, and this lock can be really frustrating if you've never picked through one of these before, because it has snowman spools, and they're really cheap Chinese knockoff spools that look like 2 pieces of lead shot melted together. And if you pick up this lock or the Harbor Freight lock that looks exactly like this, it'll have those snowman spools in it, which are really frustrating. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's probably already taken too long, but you'll be seeing more of these large round body padlocks from me. I'll create a playlist for them, and hopefully you guys will enjoy these as much as I do. So thank you guys for watching. Please go ahead and do me a favor. It helps me out. Hit the like button and go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you'll get notified whenever there's new content available. See you guys. Bye.